Gabe.
I got one quick one and then a real one. First off, why'd you defer after winning the toss?
You know what? There was some miscommunication, so we'll get that straightened out. Yeah, we'll get that straightened out. There was a little bit more wind tonight, from the weather report that we had, but we usually take the ball.
Secondly, just how encouraged were you by the defense giving up? The first team gave up about 6 points, and then you had three second half turnovers.
Yeah, there's a lot of good things. I think the effort was good in a game like that. We got open space. They try to expose you as to make you tackle in space, and good teams. You watch other teams that play. There'll be some missed tackles, but you have to have good team effort to not expose those missed tackles. And I thought our guys ran the ball well. Played a lot of guys, got some good production out of some of the young guys, and then we're able to win the turnover battle. So it's something that I know that we've talked about, trying to be in the plus column. I think last week was the first time all year we weren't in that, and that's what happens in close games. So our guys are paying attention. They're as a coach, what you look for is, are the guys trying to do what you're asking them to do, and with effort. And I think that's where we begin every Sunday during the week with our plan. Yeah, here's the plan, but are we trying to execute that to the best of our ability? I think we learned some valuable lessons a week ago with doing your job, not trying to do too much. Being gap conscious and sound, and so I think we can get a little bit more confidence coming out of this game with some of our guys on defense.
Down front, Sam.
Moving forward, who's kicking field goals and PATs for you?
It's program's built on competition, and so you saw what happened today. We're going to keep the competition up just like we do it at every position, and the guys who compete and earn the spot. So we Lambeau came in and did a good job. I took 3 of his points off the board. He made another field goal, made his extra points. We'll continue to compete. That's just like any other position. You see that across the board. You saw a freshman playing a lot at linebacker this week, and that's what our program's built on, and you have to earn the right to step across that white line, and we evaluate guys every week, no matter what the position. So there's going to be competition there.
Real quick follow. I know I know Taylor had his issues last year, but a couple holds this year haven't turned out well. I guess for you, how kind of stressful is it that you guys are handling these issues?
Has been.
Right?
We had another missed hole. So. That's been a couple by Drew. So, the whole operation has got to work. Things that people take for granted. It's like any other position. Like drop balls or anything like that. Concentration's part of that, and we'll get that fixed. We'll get that addressed. And like I said, competition's good for everybody. And I think. Across the board, you see a number of positions where that's been happening, whether it's been linebacker, whether it's been our secondary, even up front defensively, running back. The guys know that you come out of the game, you might not get a chance to go back in. And that's what good programs have as you start to build depth.
We'll go left and then right.
Hey, Coach. Can you talk about the personnel changes, specifically DeShazer and then Darian? On the defense?
Yeah, I mean, we just like I just talked about. We're gonna try to give ourselves our best opportunity to win, and we're gonna reward guys that we think are giving us the best chance. So whether you've been here 5 years or 5 days, if it looks to us like you're playing at a level that will benefit us and help us win, we're going to give you a chance. And I think Darian's been coming on. We'll see what happened. I have to watch the video, but, I thought Nate Askew made some plays today too. And a lot of those young guys, it's a different kind of game than it was certainly a week ago where they just lined up and ran it at us. These guys threw it how many times? How many attempts?
Let's see, Coach.
That's a completely different 62 passes attempts. So that's a completely different football game than we played a week ago. And so, you got different personnel out there, and yeah, you can't make a general statement based on who played, but it's the style that we played that created some personnel changes that I thought Coach Snyder did a good job of getting the people on the field that can play in space. And handle this type of offensive production.
Larry, to far right.
Coach, can you talk about what you guys are getting out of Malcolm Kennedy, particularly because Mike's gotten so much attention with the numbers and everything, just what Malcolm's done for you, especially the last couple of games?
Shoot, I think after last year, after the Alabama game, Malcolm's been that guy. He didn't do much the first 6 games. Last year, with Ryan being as good as he was, I think, ever since the catch at Alabama a year ago, which was a big-time play, I think he's continued to become a every down, really, really good player. I mean, he's been solid for us through the bowl game last year and really had an excellent offseason. And, I think he's playing at a really, really high level. Blocking well and has made some big plays for us even last week. As much publicity as Mike got, which he had an excellent football game. I saw a couple touchdowns that got us back in the game out of Malcolm Kennedy, and right in the middle of the field. And he's going to be working there. He's doing a good job. He's a real leader for us, and I'm really, really happy for his progress.
Upper right.
Coach, a lot of penalties that we haven't seen in terms of not effort penalties, but miscommunications or missed snap counts, stuff like that. Any rhyme or reason to that, or just not thinking tonight?
29 total penalties called in this game. Accepted. There was more called. So I can't really
We'll leave it at
say
that.
anything.
We'll go to the very back.
Coach, how much improvement did you see in the cohesiveness tonight of the defense?
I thought it was good. I thought our communication was good. I thought our ability to with Darian out there puts a little bit more pressure on Jenkins. But I thought we were able to get guys on and off the field, particularly on third down. Get some of those young guys in there. You could see them starting to be more comfortable. And our coaches being comfortable instead of having to count all the time how many guys are in or out when we're calling packages and the young guys are running in and they understand what their role is. And so, there was a lot of positives with that, with the communication and changing coverages and, with the Shays are moving around a little bit. Otis Jacobs, playing a lot in space and making some plays. I thought there were a lot of guys that really contributed. Devontae was playing hard, and so we had a lot of pieces in place, but the communication I thought was, for the most part, really, really good.
Daryl, in the back.
Coach, can you talk about the road swagger your team had a year ago and how you hope that carries over into this year?
What do you mean? I don't.
Your road swagger, how you guys were undefeated on the road last year, and you just seemed like you didn't really care where you played, just bring it on.
It's kind of what we do. We don't change our routine much. Same routine we use at home, we use on the road. And I think just like a lot of different things, you try to keep it all the same. You go on the road, you try to create your own energy. We don't make a big deal about road trips. It's part of it, and you as a competitor, the same type of enthusiasm and enjoyment you get from the home crowd from an electricity standpoint, you ought to be able to utilize that on the road, and I think our team does a good job of that.
Sam, you'll be the last one down front.
You mentioned the communication on defense. How big of a difference was that tonight compared to the first 2 weeks when you had so many different guys out there on the field?
It's a two-way. There's a couple things involved. When you don't really know what guys are capable of, you got wide eyes and guys aren't talking. I think just the fact that Jenkins is out there and he's played a lot of football, and the ability to settle them down with Jenkins and Kirby, Stansberry, even DeShazer moving corner and back and forth at safety. These guys play a lot of football. And so, the first couple, 3 weeks, when Julian missed a game, Kirby missed a game, Jenkins missed 2 games, we got the Shazers out of half for both 2 games, so there's a lot of moving parts and guys out there just worried about doing their job, not being able to communicate. There's definitely a comfort factor with having all your pieces back and being able to not only play that play, but also be able to make adjustments as the game moves on.
All right, Coach, thanks very much.
All right.
Thanks, King.
Thank you.